All right. Okay, so game number 7 now. Last game, the devs thought, that Byzantine gameplay wasn't too clean. Let's see if you remember them a bit better now. So I get to try again. I'm just basically assuming that everybody watches everything in order. So we get Byzantine again, and we're gonna do the same thing. It's not like I would always do this playing Byzantine. I think you can also just play standard. But specifically against ootd, I really like the strategy a lot because you very early on you have a double comp with horseman longbow, and Order really struggles with that because their units are so expensive that they can usually only make one at a time. So specifically for them, I would say this is extra tough to face. And as you can probably tell or already know about me, I like to play aggressive, and this has some good momentum going for you. So we're not gonna put as many on the berries this time, and we know now the goal, which is 520 olive oil. So we'll not be gathering slower on the berries as much, and just try to use the sheep a bit more. And also we're not gonna overshoot the gold as much anymore as last time, since we realized that last game I put too many on gold. So these are kind of just adjustments from game to game. Another thing is that I realize now that I want to put my production in the cistern. These sort of things, the small adjustments that you can make. So again, on the top it will say 7-0, even though this is called game 7 because of one game not being uploaded since it was only 5 minutes. Order is an interesting civ. I think it's one of those that either you find it easy against or either you struggle against, I think. Hardest thing against them is always just the fights, because everything functions so differently than you're used to. You're used to facing like a certain amount of number of units. But with them, the number is lower, they're just stronger. Good in theory, hop of gold here if you like, and it's gonna help you with the longbow production or well, specifically mostly the horseman production. But I think you can just leave the 3 on gold, maybe get some eco tags. Doesn't really matter. Most importantly, the reason that you would hop off gold is so that you have enough wood for the mercenary house. So now let's head to his base and see the lay of the land. What's his weaknesses, where can I attack, and also what is he up to. I mean, on Gord specifically, the wood is always in the back, so it can be hard to attack. With longbows, you might be able to shoot a bit at it. But the gold is usually exposed, and I don't want them to just be able to fast castle, so. So due to the gold gathering, we don't have the wood now. We're also spending 50 wood on wheelbarrow. Maybe it would be better to not do this wheelbarrow yet. Get the mercenary house first, and then get the wheelbarrow after. Because I really want to... I would like to get those longbows ASAP. So he's actually going second TC. I think that's fine for us. We'll be able to put pressure regardless. Might even go for a ram. It's quite exposed on the right. But he's relatively protected. His wood is in the back. I can't attack it. The gold is protected by the TC. And I think this is an example of something that a lot of people struggle with. Like, how do you deal with this? And actually, it's the food that's the weakness. So, a bit of a mess up here with the wood fills. The food is always an interesting resource because it feels like something you can't deny because they have sheep and stuff and they can make farms. But for example, like he would not be able to go pro scout in this game, right? Like he went to TC and I'm going for an army push. There's no real opportunity to go pro scout. I would just kill them. And then the sheep are gonna run out. And if he makes farms, then that's a lot of eco investment. He's investing in the second TC and in farms. And that's usually too much to be able to hold. So we can see him making farms here. I want to avoid him getting those berries, so I was kind of checking if he's on them. I think, by the way, with Byzantine, you're supposed to put like 2 fills on stone these days, now that all the systems on 120 stone, but I'm like, whatever, you know. I'm not too worried about the details. So I want to check how much gold he's mined. Alright, he's mined 700. So perhaps he's trying to think of Castle Age. And I also want to make sure that he doesn't get those deer or something from the right into his base. And we'll just put some pressure with a ram. It's always tough to play rams against H3 or Order because of the emergency repair. But with his TC placement, I should be able to attack it pretty decently, and I have longbows to back them up. My opponent is going for a 0 army strat. He just wants to boom and go castle. That's why he's mined so much gold. So seeing the gold made me get the ram tech. And for example, if there was only like 100 gold mines, that would imply that probably he's making horsemen in his base or something. Then I would have not gone for the ram tech. So whenever the second TC is in range of the first TC, you cannot ram push, because like the first TC is really like a machine gun on H2. That's the thing you should always worry about the most. But the second TC you don't have to worry about as much. So this is where I'm going for 3 rams. This is where I should hop off wood and probably go castle behind it or something. Oh, I'm training some archers, okay. Bolstering my army a bit. But regardless, usually here, when I do some sort of ram push, I don't want to just be endlessly stuck in H2. I have the 3 rams, those are the guys that need to get it done. And I would normally re-macro here towards the castle weight, so 0 vills on wood. Okay, I'm kind of somewhat doing it now. I would like to see just 0 on wood instead, but fine. So we have the longbows behind the trees. If his fills come to siege the rams, then the longbows can shoot over probably. Also with these Byzantine rams specifically, the fills can get burned, right, by the rams. So it's quite hard for him to deal with. The reason I made 3 rams is that even with emergency repair, that these will die anyway. So if you only do this with like 1 ram, it's just gonna not even go down, and with 2 it takes forever. I really enjoy going 3. So my opponent is going castle now. He's made like 15 farms. Watch my gold here, by the way. It's quite funny. So I'm just gonna YOLO it in. I don't need this army to be alive necessarily. I just need to kill stuff while he doesn't have units yet. And yeah, by now this damage is enough that I'm gonna win this game because of it. Yeah, did you notice the gold? It went up by like 500, 600. Just from all the 30 gold a kill. So I finally re-macro here. I think this is too late. I think I should already be like able to go castle weight here at the moment. But again, don't focus on the details too much, just do the big things right, and this push was great. So what happened here is, this is a case of doing too much. He went 2 TC, he went farms, and he went castle. That's a perfect example of doing too much. It's not within the limits of something you can do. And the reason people make these sort of mistakes is because usually this wouldn't be punished, right? Like the ram push would be later. There would already be spears in the base to protect the vills from the castle age landmark, etc, etc. This is why timing is so important. Whether this push comes in now or a minute later, that sort of thing, it matters. The reason that he's doing too much is because I didn't give him the possibility to go like on the deer on the right, for example. I did give him the possibility to go on the berries on the top somewhat. I didn't really look to deny it well enough, I think. But yeah, you can basically force your opponents into these sort of mistakes just having a standing army. And another thing you guys might be able to notice is that behind these sort of all-ins, I always just want to reach castle weights regardless, because I'm not going to be able to kill the men-at-arms easily in H2, and to finish the game you just want to be able to stand on our TC with like units with more ranged armor. We've already done what we needed to do. We killed the TC, we killed his vills. Like, for sure he's at a vill deficit, right? Like, he only had like 15 to 20 left alive. And now we're just gonna mass cataphracts again. And yeah, he's just dead. Oh, this is the first guy calling GG, I think. So yeah, this guy was 1300 elo. I think he played pretty decent. Like, he had a very good TC timing. He had farms, he had castle age, you know, like. If you don't get punished, his strategy would work. I think his main mistake is not picking up the berries, but regardless, he would have struggled. They were also not in the Aachen range, and the farms were. So you can see the vill count dropping there, and then my gold picking up, yeah, from the tech. So that's quite funny to be printing gold for the kills. So that was it for game number 7, I believe. And I'll see you in the next one.